Ron, this may be the only debate we see between these two, so what can we expect on Tuesday?
My guess is you're going to hear a lot of fireworks, especially from Senator McSally. This is really sort of her one and only chance to try and reset this race and kind of make a chance to get voters to give her another look. She lost in 2018. She's been behind in this race in the polling. Really from the start, and she's behind in fundraising. So she needs to truly turn the page on this. This is her moment to do that.
Depending on which poll you're talking about, Kelly leads, but then McSally will see a spike. So, how important will these polls be here in the next few weeks?
I think it's reasonable to expect that this race has tightened in the last few weeks. That usually does happen. But I think that for Senator McSally, she has to approach this like she is behind. She needs to be able to sort of make the case to voters to reappraise her. That the polls are important, yes, but she shouldn't be obsessing on that. It is what it is, and she's got to work around it. And the other thing I think that we all learned from 2016 and 2018 in some ways is that the polls get it close to correct, but final turnout is what makes the difference. So the campaigns are still doing most of the work behind the scenes on that to change that part of the equation.
I spoke with the two candidates this week, and you with the Arizona Republic have spoken with them in recent months here. They have their signature platform topics, but what's really going to resonate with what issue will resonate with the voters?
It depends which side you're talking to, and that's part of the problem that the senator finds herself in. For a lot of Democrats and independents, the top issues are things like health care, especially now in the pandemic, and trying to grapple with that. You see, for a lot of conservatives and Republicans, that they are still concerned about things like immigration policy, border security. They're also focused on restarting the economy to some extent. So there's some overlap on that front, but for the most part, they're sort of talking past each other about what the most urgent priorities are.
Now, this is a unique election in so many respects. It's a special election because if Mark Kelly wins, he could be sworn in once the votes are certified. If Martha McSally wins, she'll continue the course. What sorts of issues will face them? I mean, it could be the Supreme Court, it could be the national election. I mean, what can they expect once they hit the Capitol?
Yeah, I think the Supreme Court vacancy is obviously going to be the top priority for whoever the senator is once the results are certified. It's unclear at this point whether the vote on confirming Judge Amy Coney Barrett will occur before or after the election. But if it does slide into the back end of November, if Mark Kelly wins, he would be seated and able to vote. That would create at least presumably one extra vote for Democrats to try and block that nomination. Uh, and this is truly as high stakes as it gets in terms of Senate duties. So expect to try and avoid that situation for Republicans in the Senate. And if they find themselves in that situation, it just adds greater complexity as to how they find a path forward.
We have less than 40 days to go. So the debate is coming up here in just a few days. If you're an undecided voter, what do you need to see on Tuesday to seal the deal for you?
I think for Mark Kelly, they need to see that he does seem to be Senate worthy, that he thinks about the issues and that he connects with them. My guess is that if you're undecided, you're probably not a Democrat to begin with. They want to hear that somebody who is a Democrat really relates to their lives and understands the issues that are in front of them. For Martha McSally, she needs to win over independents. This is a group that she has had some trouble with back to the 2018 race. She has really kind of found herself stuck in that sort of partisan ditch right now where Republicans may be pleased, but she's not able to connect with Democrats or independents. And that is a challenge, especially in light of all the business that has taken place over the last 2 years, from impeachment to Supreme Court politics.
And this race, much more than just here in Arizona. I mean, it's something that's being viewed in the national spotlight.
Yeah, this is one of the most important Senate races in the country. By some pundits' estimates, this is the one that is most likely to change hands. That, of course, will remain in the hands of Arizona voters.
All right, Ron Hansen from the Arizona Republic. Thank you.
Thank you.